Before parkour was just another mechanic, there was a game that made it the sole focus. In 2008, Mirror's Edge by DICE stripped away the clutter. There was no minimap, barely a HUD, just you, the rooftops and momentum. Almost 20 years later, parkour isn't special anymore. So is Mirror's Edge still worth playing? Or was it just a stylish experiment you only bring up to sound cultured? This is either going to click for you instantly or make you miserable. This is Mirror's Edge in 4 minutes. Mirror's Edge is a game you have to play correctly. It's all about rhythm, and when you string moves together successfully, it clicks. It's almost like you're solving a moving puzzle at full speed, and when it works, it also gives you a tiny, stupid high. The kind that makes you grin without realizing why. The problem is, it doesn't always cooperate. It demands perfect timing, clean inputs, obsessive momentum, but it doesn't always give that precision back. Inputs go missing, animations feel stiff, collisions can be weird. Add a few bugs on top and you get a game that asks for perfection while occasionally tripping over itself. Mirror's Edge is at its best when you meet it exactly where it wants to be, and at its worst when it reminds you it's nearly 20 years old. What doesn't feel dated is the presentation. The high contrast minimal aesthetic hides its age beautifully. It chose style over realism, and that decision saved it from aging, except for the runners themselves who move like mannequins and look like meat puppets. And the soundtrack is genuinely special. It's something that lingers on after you've finished with the game. The main theme song has multiple remixes on an official album. That's how deeply it stuck with people. The atmosphere is strange though. It's a dystopian city full of skyscrapers that are all empty. You'd think with the budget they had for police, the city would be able to employ at least one guy on a laptop. Modern games took this game's movement ideas, then softened the sharp edges. Better input buffering, smoother animations, and combat that doesn't feel stapled on. When you put these new kids next to Mirror's Edge, the weaknesses really start to show. Combat is the worst offender. It feels tacked on, like someone insisted the game needed guns to sell, which is ironic considering EA also made The Sims, a game without guns as far as I'm aware, yet has sold nearly 200 million copies worldwide. It's oil on water. Every forced fight kills momentum. The audio mix doesn't help either. Gunfire is absurdly loud to the point you'd think you're actually under attack. Turning it down flattens everything else. The only sounds with their own options are the soundtrack, which is amazing, and the dialogue, which you might not miss.
Merc wants me to run you through some sparring. You know how he is. You ready? Okay, come on.
So, is Mirror's Edge worth your time? Yes, but only if you're willing to meet it halfway. If you want a tight story, deep combat or variety, you'll be frustrated. But if you're willing to learn its rhythm, forgive its flaws, and treat movement as the entire point, there's still something special here. Mirror's Edge may just be a game that I'm not good enough for, but maybe for the right person, it's a fit. Before parkour became standard, there was a game that made it the sole focus. It succeeded at that mission, but today, others do it as a side hustle. I'd say it's 2 out of 5 hourglasses. There's something here, but it requires a lot of patience that may not be worth your time.